Welcome to the Nikki Rich Show. I'm your host, Miss Nikki Rich, and we're broadcasting live out of sunny California, and it is sunny today, guys. Well, I want to tell everybody before we get started, make sure you tell your friends, your family, the Nikki Rich Show is on. Log on Nikki Rich Show TV on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram, The Nikki Rich Show, as well as Miss Nikki Rich. Guys, we have a special and exciting show for you today. We have our celebrity guest in the house. I'm so pumped up, and I know you are too. We got Draper Wynston in the house. Everybody knows he's an actor, producer, director,
Ooh, goodness.
author, and so much more, guys. So I'm excited to welcome here today to the Nikki Rich Show for the first time, Draper Winston. Welcome. How you
Thank
doing?
you. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here to sit down and talk with you today. How are you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm great. I'm so
Good.
excited. I've been following you, and I said,
Thank you.
I reached out to your team. I said, we got to have them on the Nikki Rich Show.
Yeah, my team is fantastic. Shout out to my publicist, Cheryl, and everyone over at L Group PR. Man, they're doing an amazing job. They're doing an amazing job. So I definitely glad that y'all were able to connect and get me on today. So I'm excited.
Yes, yes. Now I know it's your first time here, so we want to
Mhm.
get to know you today. So let us know a little bit about where you're based out of, and just a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Man, geez, it's always weird when you have to talk about yourself, especially for me. But man, Draper Winston, I reside in Dallas, but I travel all over the country,
Mhm.
um, acting, doing commercials, TV shows, and stuff like that. And been doing it for a while. Been doing it for a while,
For
and it is
decades.
yeah, almost double decades, which is wild.
Yes.
Almost double decades. And I really feel like that's, when you start to see the traction in it, it's just, I just try to be a sign of consistency. But been doing it for a while now. Originally from Louisiana and Arlington, Texas.
Okay.
And so Grambling, Louisiana, shout out. So there's still a lot where all my
Yes.
roots are from. My mom and my dad are from Grambling, Louisiana. So I'm a Southern boy, from Louisiana, heart to heart. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And so just kind of fell into acting. Geez, a while ago. I don't want to say my age, but it was it was years ago. It was years ago that I kind of
But
fell
before
into it.
you got into acting, you were modeling.
I
Tell us a little bit
was.
about that.
Gosh, look at you doing your research. Look at you. Yeah, that's where I started. I started off as a model when I was in college, and I was playing basketball. And before all these NIL deals and stuff happened, there was this post. And I saw it, and I saw it in a newspaper. I saw it in our newspaper for the school, and it was a post for looking for models and whatnot. And so I had emailed my picture in, and that kind of got my modeling career started. So my first ever photo shoot was at this spot in Irving, Texas called Williams Square in front of these horses. That's a real big staple in Texas. And so then I just started, into that. I was walking runways and doing some different fashion shows, and then that's when I got into acting, because I was doing a step show. I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and so
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out to the news. So I was doing a step show, and I was the host. And in the audience, there was a producer for the show, for a movie, a short film. And he was like, "Man, you pretty funny, man. Have you ever thought about acting?" And I was like, "Man, I've never done it before. Never even thought about it. I was just, hosting shows and whatnot." And he was like, "Hey, come to the audition. If you like it, then you can keep on going and doing it, and we'll go from there." So I go on audition. I do not get the part, but however, he calls me back maybe about a month later. He says, "Hey, I know you didn't get the part, but I have this role that I think you'll be perfect for. Come by, read it, and if you like it, the part is yours." And so I go by and I read it, And it was weird because, I had always envisioned, going to a director's, producer's house and reading the script by his pool. And he'd be like, man, you're the perfect fit. You got the role and everything. And it played out just like that. He was like, hey, I'm here with the other directors and we're setting up some stuff for another shoot. Come by, read it if you like it. So it had just like that. They're sitting at their cabana outside of their pool. I read the script and I liked it. And that was my first ever acting gig. So that's how I got into it.
Wow, that's amazing. I love that, and was it hard transitioning from modeling to acting? Was that kind of hard? I
Um,
know they're different, but they kind of
yeah,
coincide.
they do coincide a little bit because if you think about modeling, you're always in front of the camera taking pictures. But then when you're doing runway, it's kind of a live show, if you will,
Hmm.
and they still want you to be entertaining while you're doing that live show. And so when I got into it, it was kind of it wasn't that big of a transition because my first ever actual acting gig was a stage play. And
Yes.
so I was able to just kind of translate that and move that over into stage plays. Now, what I didn't realize was the transition for learning lines, developing a character. Like when I auditioned early on, I was just doing stuff that everybody else was doing, like
Hmm.
that I saw on TV. I was like, "Ooh, that was cool when he did that. I'm gonna try that." And so that was kind of what I did until as time goes along, I formed my own process. But in the beginning, I was just doing stuff that I saw on TV. I thought that it was cool, yeah, and I just transitioned it from there. So it wasn't that big of a transition, but it was fun nonetheless.
Well, you not only transitioned, you was a part of successful shows and series. You were
Hmm.
best known as Chuck in the Emmy nominated primetime series. Emmy nominated prime series. Watch. I mean, how was that knowing you was a part of this and it was Emmy nominated?
Well, you don't know while you're in the midst of it, right?
Okay.
You're just trying to create some beautiful art and create a show that people are going to remember and
Mhm.
just be a part of something and be impactful. Every character that I do, I want it to be impactful, and so I had no clue that when I came in to Wash season two, shout out to Couch and that whole team, that it was going to be what it was. And so he just kind of gave me the creative freedom to be Chuck. And
Mhm.
Chuck to this day is probably one of my favorite characters to play because, of our relationship of he trusted me with a lot of creativity when
Mhm.
it came to Chuck. He gave me the guidance of where he wanted to see Chuck as, what he wanted it to be, and the rest he just allowed me to kind of create that. And so in the midst of doing all that, it was just we created this ginormous character of Chuck, who ended up going on and winning an award. It was my first ever solo award that I
Yeah.
won, which was just extremely exciting. Now, and you don't, when you're doing it, you really don't know what it's going to be. You
Yeah.
don't know what it's going to be. You don't know what's going to happen with it. But for Wash to do the noise that it did, it was Couch, the producer of the show. He has this saying about Wash. He says it's like glitter. If you think about glitter, anytime you get glitter on you, it just never goes away.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how Wash season two has been. That's kind of how Chuck has been. Like people are still talking to me about Chuck. So
Yeah.
you just never know. You just never know. You just want to create art, be a great actor, and just have fun doing it.
And also, you were part of Why Women Trip. We had a chance
Hmm.
to interview Tori Lee and some of the
Yeah.
cast here in LA live, on TV. And so that was pretty awesome, And just to know you was a part of that is truly
Hmm.
amazing. How was that, experience?
Oh gosh, that experience was fun within itself. Just the story. The
Hmm.
story from the jump of showing what women go through with with different men, and it was all sorts. It was all sorts of type of men.
Hmm.
And oddly enough, I am a mama's boy. I love my mama to heart. I love it, but not as deep as my character was in there. Not that deep. Not that deep at all. No, not that deep. I love my mom, but not as deep as Dorian was in there. But it was filled with great talent.
Mhm.
Ashley Rios, we got a chance to work together again. Rashonda, Rolanda Rochelle, got to work with her again, and so it was just filled with amazing talent that have become friends, and we had fun. I mean, we just had fun. Mama D is Mama D, and you gotta love her. You gotta love her, man. You gotta love her. But what I love about Mama D is from the very first time that I met her to now, she is who she is, and I
Mhm.
love her for being as genuine as she is. So she's just good people. So it was Wild Women Trip was always fun. That was probably one of my first starting lead roles.
Yes. And fast forward into 2024, you got several projects, 2024. Tell us a little bit about what you got going on.
Whoo wee, 2024. 2024 is going to be it's going to be a blessing. I'm really excited for what's coming up for 2024. We got Promiscuously Toxic, which is dropping in April. April 23rd is
Mhm.
dropping, and so that's coming out. That's a story about what men go through. So I'm get to tell the other side. I get to tell the other side of what men go through. I get to tell the side of the trauma that men deal with. I get to tell the side of how men deal with relationships and how they go
Mhm.
about doing it. And so it's based on a true story. And so I'm excited about that. Toxic's coming out. Got Biff Love 2, which is coming out as well in 2024. That has everybody in it, from Darren DeWitt Henson to Angela White, Black China, to Clifton Powell and Dawn Have Kenny. I mean, there's so many names in that one. Eva Marcel, she's in it as well. It is chock full of people, and that's coming out in 2022. Not exactly sure where yet, but I do know it's releasing 2024. And then we got The Beautiful Struggle. The Beautiful Struggle was a movie that I starred in along with Ashley Rios again, Rolanda Rochelle, T.C. Carson, Marcus Malden. I mean, Odessa Feaster. I mean, it has a slew of names in it as well too. So that was coming out in April. I'm not in April. That was coming out in 2024. I actually
Mhm.
just talked to the producer about that. Then I just landed something that I can't talk about yet, but I just landed something
Yes.
a couple of weeks ago that I can't talk about yet, but I just landed something that I'm really excited about. So
And even
that's
on your,
2024.
let's talk about your directing side. I know we talked about
Mm-hmm.
you acting, but let's talk about you directing. What is that like? Just stepping away, really getting behind everything.
Mm-hmm.
How is that directing versus acting?
I believe that it allowed me to be a better actor.
Okay.
It allowed me to be a better actor because when you're directing, you get a chance to see and be a part of everything. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you are the one that says yes to everything creatively. Okay, so let me be clear.
Mm-hmm.
So everything creatively, you're the one that's saying yes to. And so, being a director, being able to step behind the camera and work with actors to bring forth riveting performances was magical because it was different because of the process. I got to talk to them about what are you feeling, what do you see, and collaborate with them. And you're able to bring out stuff that some actors didn't think that they could have, that they could do
Mm-hmm.
or get to. And it was very rewarding, to say the least, because um, you get to see actors getting to points that they didn't think that they could hit. And it's exciting to see the performances. It's exciting to see their natural reactions and their natural, believable performances on screen, so that when an audience see it, they can believe it too. And so I loved it, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. I mean, I love the entire process from the script development to the character development sessions that I would have, all the way down to the post production. I mean, all of it. I mean, I love. Now, I don't want to edit. Be clear. Now, I don't want to edit. I'm not an editor.
I love
That is,
editing. That's all I do. I can
you can
do it.
have it all. You can have all of it. You can have it all. I don't want no parts of editing, right? But being able to just have conversations with those
Hmm.
actors, and so for me is I would label myself as an actor's director because I'm an actor first.
Hmm.
So, but I do have the skills to be able to direct. And so my style is let's have a conversation about it, instead of, hey, that's not it. That ain't gonna work. Or you're not getting, no, let's have a conversation about it. What's really going on and let's try to figure it out. So it was an amazing process. I really had a good time doing it. I can't wait to do it again.
And also, you're an author.
Oh gosh.
Yay!
I be forgetting about that sometimes. I do. I forget about that sometimes.
I know, because to me, when you're writing a book, it's very grueling to me. You got to
Hmm.
really take the time to
Yeah.
get yourself together, to get your mind right, to get in that zone.
Hmm.
How did you do that? Like, what did you do? Because it's not hard. A lot of people can write things, but
Right.
to fully put it out, that was, you can have the book here for years, but you
Right.
got to put it out.
Right. Right. Oh gosh. I think it may have been a year process. It may have been a
Mhm.
year process, 9 month to a year process of me writing the book and getting it out, all the way to, it's on Audible as an audiobook too. And so it was, I would get stopped and talked to a lot about, man, you are really doing it. You're making it happen. You are doing so much. You're inspiring. And so I'm like, well, obviously there's a need for somebody to understand that they can start, whatever their dream is or whatever that looks like
Mhm.
for them. And so that was what I really wanted the book to be about. And so in the midst of that, we end up fighting a lot of ourself in trying to get started with our dream. So we
Yes.
we will put it off, we'll put it off, we'll put it off. We'll say, I may not have the enough money to get started. I may not know enough people. I may not have a huge following on social media. I may not have this. I may not have that. But over time, what I realized was if you continue to keep telling yourself, I don't have, you won't focus on if I get started and then have.
It's
Because
like
once you get
self
started,
sabotage. You
yeah,
sabotaging
absolutely.
yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that was one of the things that I talked about in the book is that you have to talk positively to yourself. You have to tell yourself that I can do it no matter what is going on, no matter what other people are going to tell you. You got
Hmm.
to be able to say to yourself that I can do this and I will do this. Because one of the biggest things that I've learned about this is that you'll have a vision for yourself, and then over time, we want people to accept and understand our vision too. But what we also got to understand is that vision wasn't for them. That
Yes.
was for me, right? And so since it was for me, I got to be the one to make my vision happen. And if they don't understand it, they will when they see me
Yes.
successful. But until then, I got to take necessary steps to make it happen. Even if that's one step a day, that is one more step that you took than the day before. And that there is progress. And in the progression is where you have success.
Now, how do you celebrate yourself with all this success? I know some people say they don't celebrate, but how do you celebrate yourself with all of this? Because everybody don't get the opportunity to model, to
Yeah.
be a producer, a director.
Yeah.
Some people it take many years, and you've done this rapidly.
Thank
Even
you.
though you've
Wow.
been in the game for, like you said, almost 2 decades, but a lot has happened within that
Yeah.
time. So how do you celebrate?
Gosh, so I celebrate every little thing as if I just got it. Like if it's an audition, I celebrate it like, all right, cool, let's go. All right, I'm doing something right.
Yes.
To a callback to, but when I book it, it's a dance, it's a happiness. I normally buy myself a bottle of champagne after I film it, and celebrate that way. And once I pop that bottle of champagne, enjoy it, and it's time to get to the next. I try not to celebrate too long on stuff,
Hmm.
and get so caught up in, because I gotta keep moving. I don't want to get caught up in just what I've done, or I've done this. I want to keep moving and do something new and bigger. And so normally I'll buy myself a bottle of champagne, maybe buy myself a gift or something, take my
Hmm.
wife and kids out to eat or take them on a trip, something like that. And celebrate that way. Well, when I first won my first award, I did have a party. I had a
Hmm.
party, so we partied for that. But other than that, on my second award, me and my wife went on a trip. So uh, that's how I celebrate it. That's how I
Yeah.
celebrate, and I just try to figure out how to create something else for myself to celebrate. So I feel I didn't wait. Like you said, over a period of time, you can sit back and you want to wait for opportunities. And sometimes you got to get out there and go get your opportunities, or you got to make an opportunity.
You do.
So yeah,
That life and your, and what you like to do, your passion.
my passions, gosh, okay. So I used to be a big club dude. Like I used to be huge in uh, going to the club. But I got out of that after I realized that after I realized how much the club can get you, and it wasn't making me any money. So I stopped clubbing, and then I moved to just now just hanging with my friends, my family. Um, I like a good cigar. Give me a good cigar, a red wine. Let's chill. Let's go on vacation. I love to travel. Travel is my thing, and so I think that's why I've been blessed to do this, because it kind of like it's like all of my passions wrapped up in
Hmm.
one. I get the passion of acting, I get the passion of traveling, and I get the passion of celebrating. So it's really cool. Like after I shot this commercial in Los Angeles, I went to the beach, had a cigar and some wine, and I was fine. Like I was good. Like that's my thing. And I just want to be inspirational. I want to be inspiring. So those are some of my passions. Is as long as I can inspire people, help people, be impactful to people, then I'm doing okay.
While we're on right now, I see that Miss Vanessa Rogers Tracy from Love and Marriage Huntsville on the Oprah Winfrey Network is
All right.
tuned in, and she's watching, and she's saying the show is awesome. Hi,
Thank
Miss
you.
Vanessa. Thank you for tuning in. I love my own family.
That's
Everybody
awesome.
supports, and so we got to shout out them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she said hello. But much love to everybody tuning in. Thank y'all for watching us. Make sure you follow, Draper and myself, on social media. Can you give them your social media and where they can connect and contact you?
Absolutely. You can definitely go to Draper Winston on Instagram. It is IMD Winston. On Facebook is IMD Winston. You type in Draper Winston, I'm the only one that's going to pop up. So you can go there and find me and follow me, and let's connect and let's make things happen. So anywhere on social media, just type in Draper Winston and I'll pop up.
Yes, and this week is Oscar week. We will be at the Oscars this
Ooh,
week. I'm so excited.
it's
So
amazing. It's amazing.
it's going down. Y'all gonna see Nikki Rich live and in effect.
That's dope. Congratulations on that. Congratulations on that.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Vanessa. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, so
You're
Craig, congratulations on that.
Yes, most definitely. Shout out to everybody. Now, I definitely want to talk, real quickly before we
Okay.
leave about your features. You are featured in Shout Out DFW, as well as The Bold Journey and Canvas Rebel. You got all of these write ups, and everybody just showing you love. How does
Yeah.
that feel?
Oh, wow. Sometimes it feels very surreal.
Hmm.
Sometimes it feels very surreal. Sometimes it feels like is all of this, happening to me, for me and whatnot. And
Yes.
so sometimes it can be hard it can be hard to accept. It can be hard to, embrace when you start to see all this type of stuff. But I just try to remain grateful, just remain, thankful for it, and just continue to keep being good. I think that's the reason why my success is what it is just being good and consistent. I just want to continue to keep being good to people,
Hmm.
be professional to people, be nice to people, be humble to people, never get full of myself. Um, just stay thankful because at any moment, it could be taken away.
It can.
And I don't take any opportunity lightly. And I'm grateful for everything. I mean, Shirley will tell you, I almost tell her I'm grateful for you probably almost, once or twice a week. I tell my agent that, I tell my manager that. I mean, I tell them, thank you. I'm grateful for who you are. And I think a lot of that has come from, my parents. A lot of it has come
Hmm.
from, me being raised in Louisiana and Texas is, I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for everything. And so it's exciting. I try to take it all in, enjoy it, and then I'm grateful, and then I keep moving on to keep doing more things, and I just keep, being good, keep putting more good out there in the world,
Yes.
so it can come back to me.
I'm gonna tell you, you got a great team because LaCheryl is not to be played with. She got the sports, the entertainment on
Oh
lock.
yeah.
You hear
Oh
me?
yeah. 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 I loved it. I got a chance to watch it work. I was able to go to Super Bowl in
Yes.
Vegas, and the way that Cheryl works, man, it is amazing, amazing to see. So I'm definitely grateful to have her, as my publicist and her entire team there, and just what she does for all of her clients is truly, truly, truly amazing because she treats all of her clients as if they're family, and that's what I really love about her. Everybody really feels like their family are taken care of. So they are amazing. They are amazing.
And I see we got Therese Marie. She is an international celebrity designer,
Okay,
who's been featured in Paris, Milan, and London. She's been everywhere. And she
amazing.
said she's inspired by this interview today. So
Thank you,
inspirational. Yay, shout out.
thank you.
A lot of people is tuned in. Thank you guys that's watching, showing love. Once again, let them know where they can find you.
You can definitely go to Instagram. Type in my Instagram at I am D Winston. You can go to find the same handle on Twitter and on Facebook. Just type in Draper Winston on any of the platforms, and I'll pop up, and you can follow me and stay tuned with everything that I got going on.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Everybody's showing some love. Rochelle Ledbetter says,
Thank you,
love your sense for gratitude and humility.
thank you,
Yay!
thank you.
Yes, and thank you for being our featured guest. We're going to continue to support your movement,
I
show some
appreciate that.
love. We're going to let everybody know about Draper, and I want to say, congrats again on all your success this far, and thank
Thank
you
you.
for being our guest today.
I appreciate you for having me. I look forward to seeing you soon on one of these red carpets. So I appreciate you
Yes.
very much.
Yes. When you out here in LA, come on.
We'll make. I
There's
sure
so much
will.
stuff going on this
It
month.
is. It really is.
I think I got something every single day. I'm like, can I breathe in March?
Nope. 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 Enjoy it. Embrace it all. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Live every moment. Enjoy every moment.
Yeah.
Just have a great time with it all. Nope.
Most
Enjoy it
definitely.
all.
Thank you again. I'm gonna take too much of your time. Much love to you.
Thank you.
Congrats again. Thank you for being our
I
guest.
appreciate it. Thank you so much. I have a great afternoon and a great day.
You too. Thank you.